Welcome to yoga. I'm really glad you could join me on your mat today. Our sequence is going to be working up towards a balancing pose, which will be tree. So before we get started, I just want to suggest either grabbing a pillow or a nice cozy blanket for the end of class in our Shavasana by allowing our upper back, neck, and head to feel supported. It allows our body to find a deeper relaxation and maybe a nice little reset. So we're going to start in standing pose today, finding our feet either hip width distance apart or a little bit wider, always knowing that this is our yoga practice, our body, so listening to those sensations and making those changes or movements in our body. So sending our awareness down into our feet. Maybe we begin to shift our weight from the front of our feet to the back. Noticing all four corners really connected into the floor. Feeling nice, strong, and supported in this stance. And then if it feels comfortable to you, gently closing your eyes, allowing yourself to shut off all the exterior senses, allowing you to settle into your body or find a nice gentle gaze on the floor. Begin to bring your awareness to the gentle rising and falling of your breath, allowing this flow to happen at its normal pace. Having your mouth closed, allowing some space to come in between your teeth, which lets our jaw relax. Moving up to our eyes, allowing the skin around our eyes to soften. Also softening our forehead and our eyebrows. Allow that whole face to soften and release. Noticing if our shoulders are inching up towards our ears, and just allow them to release towards the ground. Breathing here. We're going to sink our chin into our chest, opening up the back of our neck. Keeping our awareness with our inhales and our exhales. And then allow that right ear to fall over to the right shoulder. Staying here for a few rounds of breath. And then releasing that chin back to your chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. And then release back to center. Chin to chest. Inhale as your head slowly comes up. We're going to take 3 inhales. So as we inhale, we're going to lengthen here. Maybe our gaze travels up towards our hands or stays neutral, and then exhale. So that 2 more times. Last one here. Let's bring our hands together, making them come to heart center. And then we're gonna find a little twist here. So left shoulder turns to the right. Exhale, release. Right shoulder coming towards the left side. Let's do that one more time, going at your own pace. Release back to center. As you come back to center, release those hands down. We're gonna send that left hand up towards the ceiling, bending over to the right. Feeling that opening in the left side of the body, creating space. And then inhale as that arm comes down. Let's send that right arm up, opening up the right side, creating some nice space. And then exhale, release. Having a nice bend in those knees, we're just gonna make some nice shoulder rolls here. Maybe you incorporate some movement in the lower half of your body. Also knowing that you can stay still too. Listening to your body, what feels good, what does your body need today? And then switching directions when you find yourself up at the top. Breathing on the inhale, inhaling on the up, exhaling as your shoulders come down. Let's do one more. Staying here for a breath. And if you're not at the top of your mat, let's make our way there. We're gonna inhale as we lengthen, and then as we exhale, we're gonna sit into that chair pose. And knowing that hands can be up towards the ceiling, straight out in front of you, hands on hips. Finding that hand placement that works best for your body. And then exhale, release, forward fold, sending those hands back behind us. And then engaging that lower half of the body as we come up into that standing. Palms come together, drawing that line down the center of our body, stopping at our heart. Taking a few breaths. Bring your hands to our hips. We're gonna step that left foot back, coming into warrior one. Making sure that back foot is at a 45-degree angle, pressing into that right, finding those arms. Knowing that you can stay here, out in front, or up. And we're gonna find some movement here. So as we extend that front leg, we're gonna find cactus arms, opening up that front body, and then pressing in. And if your hands are here, just pulling back, bringing those shoulder blades together. And then holding here in that warrior one. And then exhaling, bringing your hands down to the floor. We're gonna take that back foot, toes facing forward now, finding that low lunge. Might have to walk that front foot forward. Bringing hands up towards the ceiling or allowing them to rest on that front thigh. And then pressing back, finding half splits. Hands can come to the mat. If that doesn't feel good to you, always knowing that this front leg can be slightly bent. Hands can come and rest on that right thigh. Whoop, playing with a little balance there. press into that front thigh. Placing those hands down, we're gonna step to the front of our mat for a forward fold. Maybe shake the head from side to side, front to back if you feel any tension. And then inhale as you rise up. Exhale, sink into that chair pose. Exhale, forward fold, hands go back. Inhale, rise up. Palms together, draw that center line down, stopping at the middle. And then release those hands. We're gonna find that first tree pose here. So knowing that if you have a wall handy, just gonna quickly demonstrate here, you can always be close to this wall, kind of helps our mind feel safe, knowing that in case we do tilt a little bit, this is here to support us. If you have a chair too, or staying in the center of your mat. So find a focal point or a drishti, a non-moving object. We're gonna shift our weight onto that right foot, and we can find a little kickstand here. That feels good. Or we can bring it up to our calf. Or we can take it up to that inner thigh. Hands can stay here. Or send them up. And the wall is nice because if you find that, whoop, bringing you right back. And then slowly come out of that. Shake those legs. And then let's find that vinyasa variation. We're gonna inhale as we rise. Exhale, sink into that chair pose. Forward fold, hands come back. Inhale, rise, palms come together, draw that line down. And then we're gonna find warrior one on that opposite side. So step that right foot back, feet are at a 45-degree angle. Finding those hands. I'm gonna keep mine on my hips this time. Show a little bit of variation. And if you want to incorporate that movement. So if your hands are on your hips, your arms do not need to move here. Or if you want to, you could bringing your elbows closer in together so they're never leaving those hips. And then we're gonna stay in that warrior one, bringing our hands down to the mat, repositioning that back foot so it's facing forward, finding that low lunge, untucking that back foot, finding those hand placements, taking a few breaths here, and then let's press back into that half splits. Inhale back to low lunge. We're gonna step forward to that forward fold. Releasing our head and neck here. And then inhale as we rise. Let's find that alternate vinyasa. Exhale, chair pose. Release, forward fold. Arms point up to the ceiling. Inhale, back up. Palms come together. Finding their placement at the heart. And then release. Let's find that tree pose on the other side. So we're going to shift our weight into that left side. So finding the wall on that left side, our foundational leg here. Finding a non-moving object, knowing that we can kickstand it here. your body need today. Playing with this. If you fall out of it, come right back into it if you want to. And then slowly release, coming out of it. Shake your legs out. Let's find that vinyasa. We're going to inhale as we lengthen, exhale, sink into chair. Release, forward fold, hands come back. Inhale up. Palms come together, draw that line to the center. And then we're going to work our way all the way down to the floor, so coming into that forward fold. Really bending those knees, planting those hands down. Let's find our way into tabletop. Spreading those fingers. Let's do a couple rounds of cat-cow here. Sinking our front body towards the mat. Gaze goes out. Tucking chin, curling back. Feeling that movement in our spine. Being aware that our movement is connecting with our breath. And we're going to make our way onto our seat bones, coming into boat pose. So coming to stillness here, you can cross those ankles, push back onto our seat bones and send the feet forward, or make your way into boat pose in how it suits your body. So inhale, lengthen through the spine here. Grabbing onto the backs of our thighs. Your boat pose can be here, so we're releasing our upper body as it leans back a little bit. This can be your boat pose. Or, I'm gonna try today to lift a foot off the floor. Okay? You're still working it. You're still really focusing on that middle section, or bringing your feet off the mat. So play with that boat pose. It's not about boat pose looking a certain way. It's about boat pose working for your body and making sure that you keep that integrity in the spine while also really honing in on that middle section. Release. Send those legs out. Shake those legs. If you do have props today, making sure you have them close by. And then we're going to slowly make our way down onto our mat. So knowing that you can roll down one vertebra at a time, or coming down onto our forearms as we make our way to the floor. Bending our knees. Bringing our feet out to the sides. Let's find that windshield wiper. Maybe our hands come out to a T, or find cactus arms. Inhale back to center. Bring your feet in together. We're just gonna pull that left leg into our body. Release it back to the floor, pulling in that right leg. And then release that down. Allow your legs to fully extend. Finding a comfortable pose as we set ourselves up for Shavasana. So allowing that pillow to kind of come to the tops of your shoulders or your upper back, supporting your neck and head. Let your feet fall to the outside of your mat. Arms finding their spot that's comfortable. And if you have any lower back discomforts knowing that your knees can be bent. Walk your feet out to the width of your mat and bring your knees in together as a nice support. This will allow your back to press into the mat, maybe feeling a little bit more supported. So find that comfort, find that place where you can release, relax, and settle in. Relaxing your head, softening the muscles in your face, softening your arms, your upper body, feeling it sink back into your mat. Allow your hips to relax. Relaxing your right leg, relaxing your left leg, relaxing your right foot and your left foot. Allow yourself to relax and soften, letting the tension fall away from your body. Feeling the support from your mat. Holding on to that stillness. Begin to deepen your inhales and your exhales. Slowly start to incorporate some movement, maybe allowing your head to look from side to side, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Finding that full body stretch. And then bending your knees, rolling on to either side. Laying here for a moment. And then when you feel ready, pushing up into easy pose. Bringing your hands to heart center. I want to thank you for showing up today.